You started coding when you were 8?
Yes.
How did that happen?
My father was working in the National Energy Company. And in Italy, the public companies were the first ones that started to deal with computers in the effort of modernizing, expediting the work. Italy is not known for the best bureaucracy and is known for everything taking a long time. So in the effort of changing things, in the early 90s, the local energy company started using computers. And my father loved that so much. And that he came when I was 7 years old, came back home with a computer, and he told me, this is very expensive, it's 2 salaries. Of course, I couldn't, for me, 1 salary, 2 salary, but he said it was very expensive. And so don't break it and pay good attention. And then, of course, as every single kid, we had floppy disk and we were playing games. But we couldn't afford much, so we couldn't, and games was not easy to find games, was like 91. And 91 in a small place in Italy with 600 people, so that is my hometown. And so I started playing with the computer, and then eventually I ran out of games, and I said, I want to make my own games. And so then I asked my father to buy me a book on how to code games. And then basically he said, well, Paolo, I can, but it costs 60,000 liras. There were the liras till then. And are you sure? Because it's very expensive. Yeah, I want to do it. And then he brought the book at home, and I started learning, and then I started coding, and that became my passion. I did that throughout the university and basically till now.
Another investment that Tether did was completely unrelated. The Juventus Football Club. Tether owns 10%. Why would a stablecoin company invest in a football club?
There are multiple reasons. First of all, both me and Giancarlo are big football fans of Juventus. Mm-hmm. So Giancarlo is from Piedmont in Italy. That is where Juventus is from. And I grew up nearby Genoa, nearby Savona, that is 80 kilometers, 100 kilometers from Turin. And all the people from Turin were going on holiday nearby my own town. So there was a huge influence of Juventus fan coming from Turin to my hometown. And so my father became a Juventus fan, and so I became a Juventus fan. And Giancarlo was a Juventus fan. But also we believe that the Italian soccer or football, I prefer, probably football is the right one, the football environment is very old and outdated. In Italy, entrepreneurs were used to own football clubs because of power and control. So usually entrepreneurs had newspapers, had football clubs, and they were then having political activities so that you could use them as a political weapon. Mm. The reality is that what we are seeing outside of Italy now with Chelsea, with Manchester United, with PSG, the world of football is modernizing. These companies have hundreds of millions of fans all around the world. And there is, I think, almost everyone likes football. So it's a good, simple way to reach people everywhere without distinction, rich or poor. And we wish that the Italian football environment would become more modernized, would look more at the opportunities of a football club to interact with the user base, interact with its fans, and spread its values, and also capitalize as a company, because it's a company that needs to make profit, on the quality of its team, of course, and the ability to win, but also on its ability to reach and engage its fan base, which is not happening, I think, with any of the clubs in Italy. And we wish that we can demonstrate a change in Italy through our investment in Juventus, and we would like to help Juventus to become more forward-looking and international as a way of thinking compared to what it is today.